Hi, I'm Julia, and you're watching Videowave. Tonight, I'm interviewing the man of my dreams, Mr. Michael Musto. Hi, Michael. How you doing?
Good. How you doing?
Just fine. You know, for years, you have been my mentor.
I know.
And I have looked up to you, not just because you're tall, even if I'm standing on a chair, but now I've started this new practice of calling your telephone number just to listen to your answering machine.
Oh, you're the one.
Yeah, I'm the one. To find out what's
have the
in
police
and
after
out. I'll give you my number later. Could you run by a little list of the ins and outs this week?
Oh, the ins and outs. My column is in this week.
Always
that's,
in.
by the way, La Dolce Musto in the Village Voice.
We can talk
you didn't
about that
mention
later.
that? Okay. Never can mention that enough. The outs this week, I would say, are Boy George, St. Mark's Place, collage art, child stars, contact sex.
Wait a minute now. Contact sex? What are we supposed to do on a date? You told me that last week. It completely ruined my life. The guy never called back.
Are you outraged? You're throwing your fox
I
away?
am completely outraged.
Well,
Explain,
listen,
what are we
Julia.
supposed to do in the meantime for contact sex?
You know that these are tough times. There are a lot of diseases running around. I suggest just hand-holding
But what do
would
we do
make up
for
a fabulous
sin?
date. In fact, I would suggest hand-holding with latex gloves on.
With latex gloves? Not black leather?
Well, whatever kind of gloves you want, make sure there is no way that any kind of porous fluid can seep through a hole in the lace or the leather.
Okay, let's talk a little bit about your column.
But now we're talking about fashion tips.
Yeah, fashion tips. You just did a fashion show over in London.
That's right. It
Yeah.
was Rudolph Piper from Danceteria put on a show of 25 designers from the East Village at the Heaven Club in London. I'm going to use a word that I don't use very often. It was fabulous.
I've only heard you use that once in the entire time I've known you. Why was it fabulous? Because you were in
Because
it?
I was in it, okay?
What were you doing? Were you performing?
I was
with
modeling Kenny Valenti's clothes,
girls?
and it was just such a rush going out there and hearing people applaud. And then I turned around and realized they were applauding for the model behind me, so I came back.
Which is trendier, New York or London?
Well, when I was in New York, it was trendier. Then I went to London, and then it was trendier. Do you think maybe because I was there?
Yeah, I think that's got something to do with it.
Yeah, well, it's just a feeling I had. And then I came back to New York, and now I feel like New York is trendier.
Okay, we'll talk about your column in the Voice.
Oh,
That's
goody, goody,
really
goody.
trendy. I have a cousin who memorizes it and pastes it in her bathroom wall and calls me in the middle of the night to read you.
I love it.
Yeah, you'll love her too. Tell us what's in it. What's going on lately?
Well, for the week coming out next week, which will have already happened by the time this airs, the Palladium just opened. We know about that. That's a big, big, big new club. My review of the Palladium so far is that it's big.
Would you recommend that the Videowave audience get out there and...
I really think everyone should see the place. It's quite spectacularly done, but be prepared to pay $15 during the week and $18 on the weekends. They're not giving special privileges to that many people.
What about the video equipment down there? What do you think of that?
It's really state-of-the-art. It's incredible. There's 50 video screens downstairs, and I don't know what they call the technique, but all the screens put together into one big picture. And on opening night, the picture that I happened to catch when I was on the dance floor was a big, can I say, vagina?
Why not? It's cable. If that's what it was.
Which is
You know,
also out this year, by the way. No.
Oh, shit.
So I'm
There's
recommending
my
sex
life.
changes for women. No, I'm just kidding.
You better be. There's
JK.
There's a play out called Crime Story in which there's a character who is suspiciously like Mr. Musto. How do you
Yes.
feel about this?
I feel that it is fabulous.
Again?
I love seeing my life immortalized on the stage, even for just 4 nights or whatever. It's a play by a guy named Jay Padroff, who I told about my having been mugged in Riverside Park 8 years ago, and he was so transfixed by the story that he made it into this very amusing play. And I'm totally written against type as this obnoxious faggot. I don't know where he got that idea from.
That's certainly not you.
No,
No,
but I
you're-
guess he took some poetic license, and what can I say?
What about your own playwriting career?
Well, Julia, I'm a journalist, I'm a gossip columnist, I'm a Motown rock star. What more do you want from me? I wrote one play called Hollywood Hell, or Cute Doesn't Age Well, and it's so true. It was done last year at Theater.
Thanks, Michael.
I was being purely of myself. It was done at Theater for the New City last year.
And you were in it, weren't you?
I was also in it. I played Tommy Tuna, the choreographer. And it was a big success, but I'm just, between doing cable TV shows and celebrities nowadays lead such a whirlwind life.
How do you have time to be a downtown diva, honey?
I always have time to be a diva.
That's incredible. I keep getting these invitations in the mail to that show. Would you tell us a little bit about that?
That's a wonderful show that's produced by a guy named Gabriel Rotello, and it's with the Uptown Horns playing backup for about 12 or 13 downtown divas. They're all girls, and then there's me. I have no comment about that. We each come out and do one song. It's sort of like a downtown gong show, except the audience can't gong us. We're going to complete the song no matter what, whether they like it or not. It's really gone over really well.
Yeah, it seems like it has, you know. And I was wondering, what song are you doing in that number? Is that a...
Oh, I do a song called I'm Living in Shame by Diana Ross and the Supremes.
You seem to have a bit of a fixation for the Motown era.
Yes, I do.
Is it true you really wanted to be Diana Ross?
I still do. Not Diana Ross today. I want to now be Diana Ross 20 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Whatever happened to your band, The Must?
The Must still exists, but we're in a state of sort of no gigs.
What do you mean, no gigs?
Well, no one quite realizes how fabulous The Must really is at the moment. So
every issue of Fanzine magazine, there's something about how fabulous The Must are. What do you
we
mean
get press, you know, up our wazoo. We have clippings just that we can't even handle, but that doesn't mean anybody wants to book us right now. So I say to you, booking agents out there, book The Must. You won't be disappointed. It's an evening of flash with trash, trash with flash. It's the real leader of the pack.
Uh-huh. There's something else that's really interesting. I heard a rumor that you were writing a book.
Yes, I'm writing a book called Downtown. It's about the downtown scene in New York for Random House. It'll sell for $10.95. You can purchase it next March.
Can we get it through the mail?
You'll get a comp. And thank you for that cheesecake, by the way.
You're welcome. I'm glad to see you're still alive. But anyway, your book. Let's talk a little bit more about the downtown scene. How are you out there researching it?
I'm not researching it. It's going to be all about myself and my life as a downtown diva. No, I'm kidding. I've been on the downtown scene for so many years that it's going to be my own observations of going out to clubs and observing downtown fashion and music and filmmaking and Videowave cable TV show.
Uh-huh.
And I'm interviewing everyone on the scene. I've done just dozens and dozens of interviews. So it's going to be juicy, groovy,
I can't wait
kooky.
till the book comes out and I'll be there at your book signing party or whatever. Thank you very much for coming to Videowave. It's been a pleasure.
Likewise.
Bye.
They're very well paid dwarves. We don't just put any dwarves out there either.
Yes, yes, they receive the scraps from our table.
Yes.
Very fair. What about your fellow peers, the gentry? Did they find you shocking?
Well, do we actually know anyone in our social class? I don't think we do.
No, we're too good for
Yes.
our equals.
We only